The NHL is terrified this is happening as the Winnipeg Jets are back to their winning ways. They're absolutely rolling. They're getting great performances out of key players. And could this be the year that they bring home not one, but two trophies? We're going to break it down in this episode of Hat-Trick HQ and Jets Digest. But before we do that, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. About 72% of you who watch these videos are not actually subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up to date with everything in the NHL and Winnipeg Jets, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, this has been a crazy last couple weeks for the Winnipeg Jets. Obviously, getting back to their winning ways as they were kind of sputtering through the late, November, early December there, and obviously back on track. And one player that is certainly back on track after dealing with, I guess, what we thought was some type of ailment or injury is Mark Scheifele. And I wanted to start this episode by highlighting Mark Scheifele. He was named the NHL's first star of the week ending December 29th. So last week, the week of Christmas. And he had 4 goals, 2 assists, and 6 points, including a hat trick, his 10th career hat trick, and 6th game-winning goal of the season. 6 game-winning goals from Mark Scheifele this season. He's had a fantastic season. And again, another hat trick against the Toronto Maple Leafs before Christmas, of course, and it's his 10th of his career. That is pretty crazy. We also have another crazy stat of Mark Scheifele, and this was a little while ago already, so he's actually added to this list with that hat trick, of course. But most career multi-goal games with the NHL Jets franchise. Now, again, this is only from 1999 or so, because obviously they were the Atlanta Thrashers before. This does not include the original Winnipeg Jets, which is a discussion for another day. It should probably include that, but up there with 46. I believe he's at 47 now. He's had an incredible season. The most multi-goal career games right under him, Ilya Kovalchuk. Like, there's some great names under him, most notably Kyle Connor, creeping up there. Might overtake him, actually, because he spent less time as a Winnipeg Jet in his career. But some great names on that list and some fan favorites, and that's for sure. So he's putting together a brilliant season. That's the word I'll use for it. An absolutely brilliant season for Mark Scheifele. And if we take a look at his stats so far this season, I mean, he's heading into, or he is in his 32-year-old season. He's played 38 games, played through injury this year. He has 44 points. He's exactly even with goals and assists. He has 22 goals, 22 assists. He's a +6. I mean, I don't look too far into plus minus for a lot of players, but sometimes you have to, tip your hat, credit where credit is due. He's been pretty good 5-on-5, obviously fantastic on the power play. He's logging a lot of minutes. This is something that a lot of people don't talk about, is how much he does play for this team and playing against the toughest competition. So for the Winnipeg Jets, I mean, this guy is your first line center. He's doing it all this season. He's having a great season, and again, they're going to need him to come up big in the playoffs as well. And everything we've seen so far this season from Mark Scheifele indicates that you'll have no problem doing that. Now, of course, we got to talk about Connor Hellebuyck, right? He's had a great season as well, and I think the NHL, every team in the NHL should be worried about this guy more so than anybody else on the Winnipeg Jets. Connor Hellebuyck is number 1 in the NHL, and get ready, there's a couple categories here: wins, saves, save percentage, goals against average, shutouts, minutes played, goals saved above expected, which is the most impressive to me, to be honest, and goalie point shares. The only thing he isn't leading in is losses, where he's 38 in the league, which is amazing. So he's had a brilliant season as well. We all know that he's one of the best goaltenders in the NHL, and he is showing it off this season. I mean, he's first in every single category that matters really for a goaltender. He has been brilliant. So goals against average, I think, is more of a team stat too. So that is another testament to how good the Winnipeg Jets have been with him in net. And obviously, Eric Comrie hasn't played too much this season, but with a guy rolling like this, he doesn't have to. And with the schedule coming up, which we'll get to in a little bit, I don't know if you need Connor Hellebuyck too much in the month of January. So he might get a bit of a rest here, and a well-deserved rest, because the Winnipeg Jets are off to a great start this season. I say great start, but we're about halfway through the season now, and they continue to roll. Another guy I wanted to highlight, because he's had some times during the season where he's gone away. He's turned into a ghost. A lot of fans were getting on him. Where's Cole Perfetti at times? He's put together a really good season this year as well. On ice for 41 goals, from the Jets on the ice for only 12 goals against, essentially, and he's plus 29 through all situations, which is insane this year. And now this is from Murat, and I do agree with this, but you have to look. I love stats like these because, you know, you could look at points, you could look at goals. Cole Perfetti, he's not getting scored on. He is not getting scored on when he's on the ice, and I think that is a huge thing when you move towards the playoffs. And he went on to say, I don't like combining all situation minutes in analysis like this. Role plays a huge role. Power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5 have wildly different impacts, which is 100% true. Perfetti is a Jets best plus 12 at 5-on-5 this season. If you like on-ice goals for and goals against stats, Perfetti's are great, and I do love them because I think they translate very well to the playoffs. Maybe not over the course of a regular season, although it is a great stat, right? If you're not getting scored on, that's fantastic. And obviously, if you're on the ice, you know, there's a lot of guys and a lot of lines around the league that are on the ice. They don't score, but they don't get scored against. Cole Perfetti scores tons of goals. He's on the ice for tons of goals, not on the ice for a lot of goals against. I think that is a great stat, and I think that is a testament to the work that he's put in this season and can translate to the playoffs. Now, if you look ahead at the Jets schedule, obviously they play tonight against the Colorado Avalanche to end the year. But if you look at the Jets schedule coming up in the month of January, kicking it off on January 2nd, you got the Anaheim Ducks. And then obviously as you look forward, there's a couple teams here you can absolutely beat. And there's a couple teams here that I expect Eric Comrie to get the start against. So I think this is, I don't want to say, ease up on the gas or anything this month, but I think there's definitely a couple wins here, easy wins for the Winnipeg Jets, the way that they've been playing, and especially giving their starting goaltender a rest. So I love the schedule coming up. Don't ease up on the gas. Keep your foot on the gas pedal, that's for sure. But I think that there's a couple games here where you could probably give Connor Hellebuyck a rest so he's refreshed, ready to go. There's also the Four Nations Cup coming up with Connor Hellebuyck presumably starting for Team USA. So you got to keep that in mind too. You might want to give him a bit of a rest this month, but let me know in the comments what you think of that. And speaking of Four Nations Cup and national team play, I did want to highlight one Winnipeg Jets prospect before we wrap up here. Braden Yager has heard from Sidney Crosby, Adam Lowry, Mark Scheifele, Josh Morrissey, among others, after being named captain of Team Canada at the World Junior Hockey Championships. That's happening right now, and obviously Team Canada plays Team USA tonight. It's going to be a crazy game. It's for first in the group, so it's going to be incredible. And Braden Yager obviously was named captain, so great honor for him. And multiple players that have been there, done that. Not just that, but also current teammates reaching out to him. So he said it makes you feel pretty good when they're paying attention. So love to see that. But let me know in the comments what you think of the Winnipeg Jets. The last little while, they have certainly gotten back to their winning ways, and obviously some stuff to look forward to with Connor Hellebuyck playing in the Four Nations Cup, and obviously tonight, and hopefully Canada moves on in the tournament to win gold with Yager as their captain. But let me know in the comments what you think, and if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything in the NHL and of course the Winnipeg Jets.